everybody, it's Tracy Chen, and today we're going to talk about TSMIT, also known as TSMIT. We just call it TSMIT, but also known as a temporary skilled migration income threshold. Of announcements about it, and I know it's confusing a lot of people, so I wanted to explain what my understanding is. To be honest, there's a lot of things that are still not clear, and that's very normal for the immigration department. There's a lot of things that they announce, and then when you think deeply into it, you're kind of like, but this, but that, and they haven't really fully explained everything. So this is my understanding, and this is as of the 1st of June 2023. You know, migration always changes, so if you're watching this video later on, just check for new updates and see if I've made a new video that's like, oh my gosh, it's changed again. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the principal lawyer at Mason Chen Law Group. We have lawyers and migration agents based across Australia. If you want to get in contact with myself or one of our fantastic lawyers or agents, please feel free to contact us in the link below. I also have mini migration courses on Tracy Migration Courses. The link is below, courses.tracymigration.com.au. And I'll be making more as we enter the new financial year with all these new updates. Like, I'm super excited for it. So let's focus on TSMIT. Now, let's give some background on what it actually is. Now, it's not like it applies to certain visas or whatever. Let's just think about it first as a definition that's in the legislation. So in the legislation, TSMIT is defined as a temporary skilled migration income threshold, and it can apply to a number of visas. I'll let you know later which visas that I know it applies for. And what that means is that visa requirement is that you must be making that amount. Now, I think since 2013, that amount was like 53,900. And so it hadn't been changed for like 10 years. And that's what the government was saying. They said it's been like this for 10 years. We have to increase it. So it's been increased, and it's been increased to quite a bit, $70,000. $70,000 per annum is the minimum you need to be making if the TSMIT applies to your visa. And this is basically after the 1st of July 2023. You know, financial years are funny. Like, it's like the busiest period for us. All our lawyers and migration agents, when I actually hire them, I say the best time for you to take leave is kind of between May and July, where things kind of slow down. Take your leave then. But right now, like, a lot of my team are on leave. So, you know, it kind of balances out, but it's better than having them on leave after the new financial year, where it's just like everything is hitting you from every corner. So far, the TSMIT applies to the 482 visa and also applies to the 186 visa. So if you're looking to lodge a nomination and a visa for one of them after the 1st of July 2023, the minimum salary must be $70,000, but it also has to be market salary rate. For example, if you're a software engineer in Sydney, and I know the minimum salary is $70,000, but you also have to look at what the market salary is, which is probably $100,000. So you can't be paid $70,000, you need to be paid $100,000. So that's what you need to think about. Second of all, which is the one that really confuses everybody, is TSMIT applies to the 191 visa. And a lot of people says it applies to the 491 visa, which it doesn't, but it kind of does at the same time. So let me explain. When you're granted the 491 visa, have a look at the conditions on your visa. You have to live and work in a regional postcode, you have to keep the department updated, and a couple other things. But there's no mention about a salary. However, the whole purpose of being on the 491 visa is to be granted the 191 visa. And if you look at the requirements for the 191 visa, it says that you must be living and working in regional for the past 3 years, and you must be making the minimum income threshold. Now, the way that I interpret that, you've got to be making the minimum TSMIT level if you want to be eligible to apply for the 191 visa and be granted. So you're living and working in regional Australia, making the minimum TSMIT. Now, if you've already been on a 491 visa for the last 2 years and you're going into the new financial year, I think that, yeah, 53,900 for the past year is fine, but maybe in the new financial year, you need to be making at least $70,000 per annum. But again, there's no clarification, but this is what I'm advising clients at the moment. I do think 53,900 is quite a jump, especially for people who are living and working in regional. The stand is a little bit different there, and the cost of living isn't as expensive as living in Sydney. So the only thing that I can think is it applies to 482s, it applies to 186s. There's no conditions on your 491, like I've explained, but the whole point of the 491 is to apply for the 191, right? apply to get your permanent residency, it's currently still in the requirements for the 191 visa, but given it's such a big jump and we're talking about regional workers, they may just remove the requirement for income threshold. So maybe in the 191, they'll just have working and living in regional for the past 3 years, and they'll just remove the requirement for income threshold. But we haven't seen anything like that yet. So all my clients who previously in the previous financial years, we're advising them, you know, if they made $53,900, that's okay. But in the new financial year, they need to be making over $70,000 per annum, excluding superannuation. And that's what we've been telling them. So it's something for you to think about, something for you to have a chat to your employer about, and stay tuned for the updates, because I do think the department is going to clarify it. They really have to, because there's just so much uncertainty around the 191 at the moment. So I think we're going to see some further clarification. But look, they're probably trying to still work it out themselves, because there's so many things that they need to factor in. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to get in contact with us, contact details are below. Share this video with people who need it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.